Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to unlock some next level self esteem?
Let's do it.
We're all about giving you practical tips that you can actually use, right? And we asked you to share your best self esteem boosters, and wow, did you deliver?
I was so impressed with the responses. A lot of really insightful stuff in there.
Totally. So today we're diving deep into those listener submitted tips, 5 of them to be exact.
And I'm excited to break down why they work, what the science says, and how to make them work even better for you.
All right, let's jump right in. First up, battling that inner critic. You know, that voice that loves to say things like, you're not good enough, or everyone else has it so much more together.
Yeah, we've all got that inner voice to some extent.
Oh, the worst. So why is it that our brains seem hardwired for self-sabotage?
Well, it's not exactly sabotage, although it can definitely feel that way. A lot of it comes down to something called negative self-talk. And the more we repeat those negative thought patterns, the more ingrained they become in our neural pathways.
Neural pathways. So you're saying it's like our brains are literally creating a rut of negativity.
Kind of. Yeah. The good news is we can change those pathways, those ruts. And one of the most effective ways to do that, affirmations.
Affirmations, okay. I'll admit, sometimes I hear affirmations and I think, it's not really going to do anything. But you're saying it actually has a real impact on our brains.
It does. There's actual research that shows that repeating positive statements about yourself, even if you don't fully believe them at first, can actually shift your brain's activity.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. So instead of letting those negative thoughts run on repeat, we can consciously choose to replace them with more empowering ones.
Exactly. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Like anything else, it takes practice.
So it's about rewiring those neural pathways. I love it. Okay, what about tip number 2? This one is all about setting small, achievable goals.
Oh, this is a good one. And it's something that a lot of high achievers swear by, breaking things down into smaller steps.
Yeah, because who hasn't felt overwhelmed by a goal that seems way too big, right?
Absolutely. And that's when we tend to give up before we even really start.
Yep.
But setting smaller goals helps us build momentum.
It's like instead of saying, I'm going to write a novel, which can feel paralyzing, you start with, I'm going to write for 15 minutes every day.
Exactly. And each time you hit that smaller goal, your brain releases a little bit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical, and that motivates you to keep going.
It's like those dopamine hits are little rewards that keep us on track. Okay, I'm already feeling more productive, and we're only on tip number 2.
It's all about those small wins. All right, should we move on to tip number 3?
Let's do it. All right, tip number 3 is a big one, focusing on your strengths.
Yes, this is huge. We spend so much time trying to fix our weaknesses that we forget about all the amazing things we're already good at.
It's like we're constantly trying to be good at everything instead of owning our unique awesomeness.
Exactly. And when we focus on our strengths, we not only feel better about ourselves, but we're also more likely to succeed in our goals.
It's like that saying, play to your strengths. So how do we get better at actually identifying our strengths? Sometimes it's hard to see them in ourselves, you know?
It is. Sometimes it takes asking the people who know us well, what do they see as our strengths? Or think about times you felt really confident and accomplished. What were you doing? What skills were you using?
Ooh, that's good advice. All right, let's keep this self-esteem train rolling. Tip number 4, this one's about our circle of influence. Surround yourself with good vibes only.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
You are literally the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Okay, that's a little scary, but also kind of motivating, right?
Definitely motivating. It means we have the power to choose who we allow to influence us, who we allow to impact our energy and our self-perception.
So true. And if someone is consistently bringing you down, time to reevaluate that relationship.
Boundaries are important. And it's not about being mean. It's about prioritizing your own well-being.
100%. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, but we've got one more super important tip to go. And it's a big one. Self-compassion.
Ah, yes. This one can be a tough one, right?
Big time. It's so easy to be hard on ourselves, to focus on our flaws, to beat ourselves up when we make mistakes.
It's like we have this inner critic on overdrive sometimes. But self-compassion is about treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a close friend.
That's so true. I mean, if a friend was struggling, I would never dream of talking to them the way I sometimes talk to myself in my own head.
Exactly. So next time you're feeling down on yourself, try to take a step back and ask yourself, would I say this to a friend? If the answer is no, then maybe it's time to rephrase that inner dialogue.
Such good advice. It's about giving ourselves a little grace, recognizing that we are all a work in progress, and that's okay.
perfectly imperfect.
Love it. All right, so we've covered 5 powerful strategies for boosting your self-esteem. From challenging those negative thoughts to setting achievable goals, playing to your strength, surrounding yourself with supportive people, and practicing self-compassion, these tips are all about taking control of your self-perception and stepping into your power. If you had to pick just one of these to focus on today, which one would it be? What small step can you take right now to start building a stronger, more confident you? Think about it, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.